back. It's me, Baina Kira, and you are watching the Precious Gems Movement, a segment of Diamonds of Alaska that you can find on YouTube. My name is Baina Kira, and I want to thank you for watching, subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, supporting Diamonds of Alaska, as well as Diamond VIP services. So today on this episode, we have another guest. You've seen him before on one of the episodes of Diamonds of Alaska called Live to Lead. He's a motivational type person. He teaches people how to become better in their business. He teaches personal growth. This is his book, and he is going to be on the set with me right now. So please give a warm welcome to Mr. Mike Lightner. Yay! Hello, Mike. Always a pleasure to see you. Well, I want to talk to you about Mike Lightner, the author.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I was in elementary school, I had a very well-meaning teacher or guidance counselor, whatever they called themselves back then, tell me with my father there, basically, that they shouldn't expect much out of me when it comes to reading or writing because I can't read like the rest of the kids.
Oh.
So
You're special.
Yeah, for the rest of my time in school, I pretty much carried around that stigma and gave them what they expected, which wasn't a whole lot. Well, I carried that with me through about the first half of my career in the military until I learned that her definition of me didn't need to define me for my life.
That's right.
So I went back to school, went to college, graduated in the top 1% of my class.
Wow.
Even got A's in English.
Wow. I guess that guy's turning over right now.
Yeah,
He's probably looking for you for an apology.
Then when I retired from the military, I committed to writing a new book every year just to kind of pour some salt in that wound.
Okay. Do you remember the teacher's name?
I have absolutely no
Well,
idea.
shout out. Thank you for the inspiration. We turned it around.
Yeah. Yep. Very, very lucky to have joined the military when I did, to have some of the great supervisors that I did in the military who were able to take this lump of coal and apply the right amount of pressure, right amount of time, and really make something out of me that was more than I probably would have ended up on my own.
Well, you sure are sparkling and shining now because you're all over the place. And I want to just go ahead and get all into the business of Mike Lightner, the author. Now, tell me something bad. Something that you thought maybe was going to keep you from moving forward towards your destiny.
Yeah, those limiting beliefs that were planted into me at a young age still affect me today. In fact, when I wrote my first book, I almost didn't publish it. I was really close to not publishing it. I originally wrote it for my son because I was having some chest pains and I wanted him to have these lessons to carry with him through life. And then I went to an event called Turning Point down in Atlanta.
Okay.
And all the way up to the event, they had this video in these pictures of people that had gone through the event before, and they had this like 65-foot tall telephone pole that you had to climb up and then stand on top of. Right? Oh. Yeah, and I'm like, I am not doing that, right? Like that is not going to happen.
Wait a minute, is this like a training course? Is it like a physical thing? I don't understand.
It was like an obstacle course, but they used it during their Turning Point event to kind of get you to understand the mindset that you're in.
Oh, okay.
To face your fears, really, more than anything.
Okay.
And so the whole time going into this event, I said I wasn't going to do that. And then lo and behold, we get out on the obstacle course, and the very first thing that we go to is the stupid pole. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm here and all these people are watching. I'm going to at least try it, right? So I get to the top and I couldn't lift. I got one foot on top, but I couldn't lift my other foot that last 4 inches. My brain just would not allow my body to move my foot. The fear had such a grip on me.
Arresting.
I couldn't do it. And finally, after try after try after try, I finally said, you know what, I'm done. And the guy's like, okay, well, just jump. Well, of course, you're in a harness, you're tethered. You can't climb back down because I guess it would create problems for the tether. So you jump. And so I did. I jumped. And then as my feet hit the ground, I realized even if I had like tried just a little bit harder and failed and fell, the results were going to be exactly the same. I was going to come down in the tether and my feet were going to hit the ground exactly the same way. And I said, you know what, even if I publish this book and nobody buys it, at least it's still going to be there for my son.
That's what the goal was.
Yeah, so a month later, boom, I sent it off, the first copy, and loaded it up on Amazon, and then published right after I retired.
Oh, congratulations. Now, how many books have you published since that one?
This one that I just released in August is my 4th.
Mm-hmm. So you recently retired from the military. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Can you give us an ugly story about authorship and your service and how that affected your writing?
Well, my first book is really influenced by my career. I mean, it's the basis for the entire thing. And one of the stories I share in there was my growth as a leader. My first half of my career, I was a mess. I mean, I was a hot mess. I was a terrible leader. It was ridiculous how bad I was.
I don't know about that, but if you didn't drink and do drugs, you probably weren't that bad.
I'm telling you, I was true blue, red, white, and blue. I was the dictator boss.
Okay.
The Air Force didn't issue
You
you
was
kids.
the drill
I don't want to
sergeant.
hear about your family.
Oh.
Keep that stuff at home. We're working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. I don't care if your kids
ugly.
got appointments.
That's ugly.
None of that mattered to me, right? Like, we got work to do. Set all that stuff aside. Check it at the door. Whatever you got to do. But when we're here, we're focused. And then one day, our superintendent came in, and make a long story short, he basically told me, I get the impression you are so far in over your head that if you looked up, you couldn't see the light of day.
That's ugly.
And, there was a part of me that wanted to reject that, right? Like, what do you know? You keep sending me all these idiots. We're overworked. We don't have enough people.
Right.
We don't have enough money. We don't have everything we need. I wanted to blame all of the conditions and circumstances around me. But that weekend, I had to sit down and think through it. And he was right. I mean, no matter what we did, we were stuck. And I don't know if you've ever been stuck, but stuck stinks. It's a terrible place to be.
Yeah, I was stuck for 2 years.
Yeah. So
that's a long time to be stuck, man.
That kind of sparked this interest in personal development, leadership development, and kind of kicked the can for me to get moving on that growth plan that I've now been on for a little over 20 years. And and if it wasn't for that one moment in time, if I hadn't made that one right decision, if I had chosen to kind of recoil back into my comfort zone and just reject the outside influence,
right.
then my career would have ended way differently.
Well, I am very proud of you, and I'm grateful to the superintendent for telling you to get your head out of your ass, because sometimes we need that. It's really important as an entrepreneur to always surround yourself with worthy advisors. Not just people that you grew up with or the homie, but people who are in the industry that you want to be a part of, people that are going to give you some sound advice, and they're not only going to tell you what your best option is, they're going to lay out all the options. Well, this option is good for this reason. This option is good for this reason. But if you forget about anything else, don't forget about this option, because it's going to see you through. And that option is always going to be the one that makes us consider recoiling into our consistent brainwashed mindset about what you've been told, who told you, you can't do anything, you won't amount to anything. Or you can challenge yourself and say, you know what, maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I need to figure out how I can address these issues differently. So remember that, and thank you for sharing that story. Now we get to the good stuff, besides this book right here. Tell me something good, Mike, about your authorship.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful journey for me, actually, to the point now I have actually other aspiring authors coming to me and asking me advice. And to me, the proof that you're actually doing something right is when other people want some of that. To go from the young kid that got straight D's in school to now the person that's actually helping other inspiring authors and speakers learn how to get their voice out there in the world in a meaningful way, so that other people could benefit from their stories is just absolutely phenomenal. It's a place I would have never dreamed I'd be when I was a kid.
Well, I am so glad that you found your vision and you found your dream and you found your words. Not only do you write them, but you can read them too. And of course, I am honored to have you on the Precious Gems movement. You have been instrumental to me in helping me develop better and be better as a businesswoman, and it has been a wonderful experience. So I'm looking forward to our next meeting, whenever that is. I'm sure I'll get an invite soon, but I'm looking forward to it, and I really appreciate you coming down today to talk with me on the set.
Yeah, the pleasure's mine.
So if you are interested in finding out any information about Mike Lightner, where to get his books, how to join his team and be business developed, then please check him out on Facebook. Dare to Dream, Leadership and Development. Thank you so much for watching the Precious Gems movement. My name is Bayin Akira. This is Mike Lightner, and we are shooting live from the Upper One Studios in Anchorage, Alaska. See you next time. Smooches.